All right, so this is our agenda for today. We're going to be looking at your handout that you have in front of you called The Ups and Downs of the Ocean Floor and My Ocean Floor. Your homework is to finish up the handout if you do not finish it in class today, and also finish My Ocean Floor handout if you don't finish it in class today. And then make sure you study your ocean floor notes for your quiz on Friday. For the class today, you will need crayons or markers. Don't worry, you don't have to get them now. Once instruction is done, they're in the front of the classroom, or if you have your own, you can use your own for that. So let's then get started. You have a sheet in front of you that looks like this. Oh, sorry. Everyone should have this sheet. And bear with me a moment while I just make sure it's focused. Are we good? Okay. I'm just going to quickly overview this sheet and the second sheet so that you can get to work and know what it is that you're doing. Question? Yes. Wait. All right. So let's just take a look at this really quickly. Remember on yesterday, we graphed the ocean floor. And we graphed it using a technology that scientists use called what? Raise your hand. Dalia. Sonar. And sonar stands for?
Sound.
That's the SO.
Sound navigation and stop telling me.
Thank you. Stop telling her. You got an R. You need an R. Help her out, Anastasia. Ranging. So sound is SO, N navigation, and is the A, and ranging is the R. So that's what we use. Now someone raise your hand and tell me how sonar, which is the sounding, how that worked. How's that work? Amir.
They send that sound signal down to the ocean, and when the sound signal hits something, it bounces back up and it tells how deep the ocean floor is.
Exactly. And I'll reiterate what she said. She said the boat sends a signal down, or it can actually be an airplane, but they send a signal down to the ocean floor, and the signal comes back, and then they record how long that took, and then they use the speed, how fast sound travels in speed, and that's how they get the depth of the ocean floor and are able to make this type of map of the ocean floor. What is it called? Topographic map, which is what we're looking at right here, a topographic map. All right, so when we look at this map, we see that this is a map of the ocean floor, correct? And all of this, a boat sent the signal down, it came back, they were able to graph this, and they plotted each point, and that's how they got this ocean floor, correct? All right, now when you get started, and I'm not doing this with you, but when you get started, you are going to be answering these questions here. Excuse me while I focus it. You're going to be labeling the sea level. You may need to use your notes from yesterday if you don't remember. You're going to be coloring the ocean floor brown and the water blue. This is where you will need the crayons or the color pencils or markers. And then you're going to be answering these questions. Let me just go over the questions really quickly so that it kind of makes sense and you can kind of jot some notes off to the side on what it's asking for. Question 3 says, what information was needed to plot the topographical map of the ocean floor? Think about the axis, the way that it was labeled. You have something labeled at the bottom of your graph and something labeled on the side of your graph. Question 4 says, what feature would be present at 0 kilometers from New Jersey? That would be 0 kilometers of New Jersey and 0 meters of the ocean floor. So you're going to look at that. Think about the features. Remember the features of the ocean floor. There are 9 of them. That's what you should be listing, one of the 9. Question 5 asks what floor structure, also known as a feature, right here, occurs between 160 and 1050 kilometers from the coast of New Jersey. So again, you're looking at the bottom of your graph and you're scoping out space to space from there. Question 6 asks just about the same question, but it's asking about 2,000 to 4,000. And again, it's a feature. A structure is a feature. 7's asking about the same thing, but now it's asking from 5,300 to 5,600, and again, it's a feature. Now, 8 is where it gets a little tricky in your wording, because 8 says, what is the height of the steepest, excuse me, I'm sorry, let's get it focused on there. What is the height of the steepest structure on the ocean floor? Steepest is the opposite of, nope, it rhymes, deep. So we're not looking to see how deep a structure is, we're looking to see how steep a structure is. So that means, is it going to be going down to the ocean or coming up towards out of the ocean? Up towards out of the ocean. So you want to be looking at that structure for there. And then number 9, or I'm sorry, 8A says, what is the name of that structure? 8A belongs to whatever structure it's talking about for number 8. Okay? Because last time we did a lab, some of you were answering A as it was a separate. That belongs to 8. And then number 9 is, what is the smallest elevated structure on the topographic map? Again, elevated doesn't mean that it's going deep. It means that it's coming up, going towards the sea level. All right? Okay, and then flip your papers over to the back. And the back says, does the topographic map give an accurate picture of the ocean floor and explain? So you're going to write a yes or no answer, but then you're going to explain your answer for yes or your answer for no. Okay? So that's that. When you finish that, or if you don't finish that, that's homework. And then your second sheet is very simple, and this is where you're going to need some crayons or colored pencils as well. And it looks like this. And it says you're going to use the below space to draw and label the ocean floor. See the example below. This is the example below. Lift this up a little bit more. And you're going to be sure to include your sea level, the edge of the continent, which is called the continental shelf, your continental slope, continental rise, abyssal plain, trench, seamount, mid-ocean ridge, rift valley, and Gaia, or Gaia, however you want to say it. Notice it says the example does not include all the features. So please do not just copy this, because this is not all of your features. This is just an example. In this space down here below, this is where you're going to draw your ocean floor. Everything does not have to be in order. You notice that in our topographic map, so everything didn't fall in order. What does have to be in order is the entrance way to the ocean. So think about entering Bikini Bottom. We have to have a what first? A shore, and then a continental shelf, then a continental slope, then a rise. And then from there, you can start adding your features however you want to design it. And you can make it colorful if you want. You can add people on your shoreline if you want. But I do need to see all 9 features of your ocean floor down there. Any questions on what we are doing for today? Okay, then go ahead and get to work. And this is the end of this lesson.